All right, so I inserted one of the scripts from a video that I made earlier this morning, and ChatGPT had an absolute field day where the part in the video where I talked about poor people don't go on a vacation. In fact, it created this title inside of what it brought back. Poor people don't vacation. The myth of the rest in a hustle culture. That's its own title. And after that, it wrote, address the reality of how PTO isn't a vacation for most. It's just a break to catch up on chores or reset for the grind. Incorporate these themes of how economic inequality shapes even the concept of rest and leisure. If you've been poor your whole life, you know what a stay vacation is, what I'm doing right now. You guys are wondering why I'm putting up my fifth video today? I have absolutely nothing to do. And if I ever become unemployed, you guys are going to get 5 to 10 videos a day because I can pump these out all day long. And with the help of ChatGPT, the creativity that it allows me to get is unbridled. There's no limit to how much of these I can make per day because I really enjoy doing it. I wish this was my full-time job. If I could support myself doing this, I would. So, with that said, I took the title that I just mentioned, Poor People Don't Vacation. I stuck it into ChatGPT and I told it, make me a script for this. And the script was so funny because this morning I've been actually switching it up. So instead of writing from the perspective of poor people, I had it write from the perspective of rich people. So I'm going to tell you what it did in both scenarios because I found it absolutely hilarious. I'm going to try to keep this video to 10 minutes. No more 20-minute videos for today, I promise. And I absolutely uh, had a field day doing this, and that's why I'm doing this. So, our first paragraph, the AI was told, write this from the perspective of a very wealthy young woman. And the opening scene by itself was crazy. It says, imagine a young woman sitting in designer furniture with giant windows, marble floors, and she's looking at the camera from the tippy top of the world, right? She's looking down and she doesn't understand why poor people don't vacation. And this is what the script says. I mean, everyone deserves a break, but if their idea of a vacation is mowing the lawn or like going to Walmart, ew. I totally get why they'd rather just keep working. So depressing. Anyway, I hope this inspires someone out there to like manifest a better life for themselves. Ciao, poor people. Stay hydrated. Oh my god, I can't believe it wrote that. Stay hydrated, poors. But it is very true. On my days off, I do go to Walmart and I do spend my days doing chores. And on days that I don't work, I go to the gym twice a day. I go in the morning and then I go in the mid afternoon. And that's how I would train if I didn't have work in my life. I would just train just to be really, really fit. For what? I don't know. Just in case the end of the world comes for some reason in every movie that features people making it to the end of life in a movie, they're always ripped. I mean, maybe it's just because there isn't any fast food in the world anymore, or maybe it's just a lack of food in general. But everyone's ripped in the movies, and then you walk around anywhere in the rest of society, no one looks like that. So, uh, there was also a part in that script where she says to her assistants, like, "What do poor people do for vacation?" And she asked her assistant that, of all the people in the script, she asked her assistant, she's like, they do laundry and they fold clothes, which ironically, when I asked this question from the perspective of a young poor woman, this is what it wrote. You ever hear someone talk about their vacation and think, what planet are they living on? Like, I can't even take a day off without feeling guilty or broke. Vacations, that's not even the picture. PTO, that's a joke. You want to know what my vacations look like? And this is what it wrote. Cut to a montage of a poor woman folding clothes, scrubbing the toilet, and shopping at Walmart. That's why I had to do this. Oh my god. ChatGPT really does know what it means to be alive. In her setting, there was when it described where she was talking from, it was a couch from the thrift store in a muggy apartment with an oscillating fan in the background. There were no marble floors in this woman's home. With probably an eviction sign outside on her door letting her know that she doesn't have very much time to stay in this dank place. But that's how well it has us pegged. It knows who's doing well and who's not doing well. And as a person who's seen this, ironically, while working at Walmart, is that every few months, one of the long term employees would be gone for a few days, right? Not even 15 days like myself, but they would be gone for a couple days, 2 to 3 days. And before they left, they'd be talking about going on this vacation to California. Mostly it was always California. And they would come back from their few days off, and you'd see them again, and you'd say, "Hey, so how was your trip to California?" And every single time that you asked a person about how their vacation was, they would tell you the same thing. Oh, money was really tight. We couldn't afford to do anything. We just stayed home and watched Netflix. I don't even have Netflix to watch. I'm just sitting here in the dark looking and looking. I mean, I must have read through at least 30 to 40 pages worth of transcripts today because when I do this, when I follow this process, I got to chop them up finally. I've got to take out the little nits, the little bits and pieces of each one of them. And sometimes, even when when I read back what I wrote and I look at what it's telling me to write, I am astonished that GPT has so much feedback for me at times because it's just crazy. Like right here for my last video that I did, it told me that I could write a video or I could do a video on the role of religion in morality, objective morality, and the value of higher education. And I was just like, I was looking at this and I thought, wow, it really does think of a lot of different things for me because I don't think I could put these things together myself. Like it really hits home on a lot of the talking points that I just don't miss. Also, ChatGPT tells me I'm cynical and funny. It told me I was cynical. I was I didn't get that, but ChatGPT seems to have me pegged. Oh, this one was this the one I was looking at? Oh yeah, here's the one. The it gave me an entire outline of the one that I did um on NPCs. And the first one I couldn't help, right? Vacation as a luxury for the poor. Fleeting relationships and then over here it goes the illusion of main character energy, rebellion through small acts. And it gives me titles for every one of these. Pandemic reflections, isolation and monotony, the mirage of fulfillment in everyday life. And it said something to this effect: balance the cynicism with humor. Your sarcastic observations and dry wit are powerful tools to keep the audience engaged. That's what it said about my last video. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. Oh my goodness gracious. So, this is what I'm doing on my, again, as John pointed out, my alleged vacation because I mean, I'm only on day 3 and I am absolutely dying of complete and total boredom sitting here. I woke up this morning, I wasn't feeling the gym. For some reason, I was just like, I kept pushing it back and working on more video ideas. Then work called me that I need to be there on Monday, despite being on vacation. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm coming in on my vacation to work with the air conditioning people because I still have to get that fixed. And you would think that I would be able just to come back at some point, let someone else deal with it, but there is no one else. That's the problem. While I was working out, the people from Dell called me to ask me if I still wanted to get that computer fixed that I put in a work request for last week. And the guy just laughed when I told him that I was on vacation. And you know why he laughed? Because he was in a call center in India. And the whole idea of going on a 2 week vacation to him probably sounded just as humorous as this script. And I could tell. I was talking to him on the phone while I was doing hamstring curls. And I looked around and I saw one of the people that works at the gym. And he looked at me like, wow, he's the janitor. That's why. He looked at me. He was close enough to listen to my conversation. It's like, he's on vacation, but he's at the gym. Why isn't he somewhere? Why isn't he somewhere on vacation? And the simple fact is, in order to be somewhere on vacation, you've got to have some money. And for most of us who live paycheck to paycheck, we don't have some money. Instead of going out and getting something to eat today, like I did yesterday, I made tacos at home with ground chicken. Oh my gosh. Most bland food I've eaten. This is why I don't cook. Because everything I cook tastes like butt. And when you're eating enough butt, you realize that it's not good. So you stop eating it and you stop making it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this, especially that writing scripts from the perspective of rich people is very hilarious, especially when you ask it to write a script when you're talking from the perspective of a business owner and their lack of understanding of their employees. Like I've had it write a script before where I said, write it as the business owner and explain to your worker why it's important to be on time and come to work every day and why you can't afford to give them a living wage. And it always comes back with the same stupid arguments that there's just not enough money and that poor people need to suffer too and that they weren't always rich and therefore I don't know. I think once you become wealthy, the sympathy in your soul dries out. Like it just turns into like a piece of, instead of having a heart, you have a piece of beef jerky beating inside your chest. And my watch keeps telling me that I've been sitting too long. Yeah, I do sit a long time. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I have no idea what you guys are seeing in the background because it hasn't been generated yet. And I will see you guys back here after I get back from the gym.